You
What you
know I'm
drink?
not at the house.
What you drinking?
It don't matter.
It don't. Oh, okay, okay. Well, I got some green juice.
I got me some
Uh,
water. Oh, green juice. Oh,
yeah, it's green juice. This is it. This is my third one for today.
I'm like Jason. That looks almost gone.
Oh yeah, it's my third one today. We wrapping this
Damn.
shit up.
You
Wrapping
want
this
to
shit
plug
up.
somebody? Is it something you just got from a store? You know somebody that makes it?
Nah, this from the store. This from the store.
Oh, okay.
You from the plug Whole Foods. I mean, I guess we can if you want
Nah,
to.
I don't think that's a black-owned business, so let's not do that.
Well, Jess, you played Black Card Revoke. How did that go for you today?
I was very close to winning the game.
Mm, okay.
Shout out to DeAndre and the whole squad over there, mass debaters. Yeah, got to the last question. I did not get it right.
Would you like
Um,
would you like to tell the people what the question was?
no, I say go check out the episode. It's
I
definitely on
say
there.
that before you know what, fuck that. I'm not allowing her to do that. So
I'm trying to plug the
we're gonna
episode.
you can. So I want you guys to go check out the Masturbators. Great podcast ran by DeAndre. They have a whole network. I did not make these rankings. Whole plethora of people over there. But yeah, man, I tapped in. I was kind of busy, but I gotta go and root on my teammate. I gotta go root her on. I gotta go celebrate her. So I jump in. I hear the questions. You know, everybody was kind of shaky. So I was like, this is crazy. I'm just listening to the question. I'm like, I got every one of these questions right. Like no multiple choice. And that's the crazy thing, people. There was questions and it was multiple choice. The question came down to Jazz. Jazz was the final person in this game, and it was for the win. All Jazz had to do was get it right. Jazz was kind of, you kind of see Jazz kind of like you kind of see it kind of sit back because it's, she think I feel like you can see maybe she thought the question was leaning into what we talking about today. Maybe leaning into what we about to talk to you today, but it was not. It went back to our day, like actually back in our day. But for some reason, Jazz didn't know it. Jazz, what is Mike Jones' number?
Well, I didn't get it right during Black Card Revoked, so I'm not going to get it right here. Even still, knowing even the answer being told to me an hour ago,
Is because
I was
it's
not a fan of Mike Jones.
how was
I
you
was
not?
not.
Did you like
Could
Paul
not
Wall?
stand. I didn't have any issues with Paul Wall. You know, him and Grills with Nelly was a vibe.
So it was Nelly. Not we done with that. So let me ask you this: Do you okay? So I'm gonna give you a chance to make up what you didn't do.
This is not why we're here.
So I mean, this might be a curveball. But it's also a song. Could you or do you know the number that Alicia Keys said call?
Hell no. No, I don't remember none of those numbers. I don't remember Alicia Keys' number that she dropped. I think Missy Elliott had a song where she dropped a number. I'm not remembering that shit. No, I'm not. Sorry. But you know what? You know what I do know? I know what time Usher got there.
What
Seven
time was
o'clock
it?
on the dot
What kind of car?
in his drop top. What was he doing? Cruising the
Cruising the
streets.
streets. There we go. There we
So
go.
I'm not
But at
remembering those.
10, but at 10:10,
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh,
I
you
switched
said what?
songs. I switched songs. Yep.
Right. I'm like
I did
10,
it.
10.
At 10:10, what happened?
Who's the artist? Can I get a
No,
lifeline? Throw me
no. Mm-mm.
oh
Mm-mm.
shit, I don't know.
Genuine.
Nope.
Oh my, that's then that was I gave you a lifeline and you still didn't. 10,
10, 10.
10. Where you been? Did you get
Oh
my
shit. So
message?
anxious.
Oh my
Nah.
fucking God. We are yes, she lost her black heart today, people. But this is not why we're here.
Finally.
This is not why we are here. We are
Like
back people? We are back. This is the Was It Good Though podcast, the podcast about movies, TV shows. I am one of your hosts, Jason. I am joined here with my sister. I'm gonna always hold her up. I'm gonna always beat her ass at the same time. Jazz, how are you doing this evening?
I'm still black. Y'all ain't taking my black card away, so I don't give a shit. I am doing well, Jason. I am excited for this review. We are back with season 2. Bars, baby. Loki. I'm ready to get on some geek shit.
We definitely about to be on some geek shit, man. So before we even get started, we will be spoiling episode 1 of Loki season 2. Please like, share, subscribe, share, comment, chat with us. We are subscribed to our YouTube. We are on a hunt for 500 subscribers before this year is out, people. It's still early. We still almost got 3 months. Was it 3? 2. Technically, I mean 3 if you look at the days. I feel like I don't know.
It's the beginning of October. Look,
yeah, exactly.
Take your ass, go subscribe, get some share, so get some more people subscribed. We got goals around here, so it's free to subscribe, y'all.
It's free, man. Just tap in. I think we're pretty funny. I think it's pretty cool. But let's get into this Marvel shit, Jazz. Man, this was if you're gonna kick a show off, kick it off like this. Like if you're gonna start it, give us the same energy you left us with.
Yes. I'm glad that they did that, but I didn't imagine it any other way. And since this is one of our bonuses, this is gonna be open dialogue for sure, like hands down.
Thank you for mentioning that.
No, for sure. I'm glad that we pretty much picked up where we left off, and Loki is still in a panic. Loki was in a panic this entire time because, I mean, he pretty much was face to face with probably one of the scariest people he's ever came across, and he's trying to figure out, obviously, him being on a timeline where nobody remembers who he was, and him jumping from the past to the present, which I actually love that. I thought it was really creative, but then I was just like, okay, I need some more explanation. Like, how did you feel about their interpretation of time travel? Because it's definitely different than what we kind of experience with Endgame. And I think that's only because we're in the TVA, so time works differently there, which is how they can probably sway it. Because I'm sitting here like, Loki, you jumping in the past, doing some shit, you interacting with people who not even supposed to know who you are, and you jumping back into your present, and it's not like anything changed, except they were able to keep those same memories. Like, what was your thoughts when we kind of like came across that?
I was curious as to how they was going to explain that. Like, as far as I didn't know if it was going to be a thing that was going to be a reoccurring issue throughout the series. It kind of gives me Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse vibes, where once they get to the wrong universe, they kind of phase out, when they doing that. So I didn't know if it was like I don't know. I really couldn't explain it because it was interesting to see it at the beginning of the episode where he disappears and he's in front of Casey. He sees Casey and Casey doesn't know who he is. He disappears, sees Casey again, and Casey like, Loki, what are you doing? Like
in the same spot,
in the same exact spot. So I love the way they was playing with that element, and of course, we kind of get a quick explainer toward the end, which shout out to our guy from Everything Everywhere All at Once, Obi. But like that was super nerd. Like I'll let you explain that because I kind of understood it, but I really didn't. Could you really grasp that concept of?
You mean of when he was trying to explain the temporal loom?
The temporal loom, or it was a time slip where like
the times. Okay.
Where he was jumping, where he was jumping back and forth between them. So then once he went back and he seen OB in the past, like it was in the past. It was in the past because he was talking to him, and he figured out what the actual issue was. So it's kind of like they was working with each other to a certain extent.
Yes. Yeah.
So
to where
like,
you're basically going back into the past, planting memories
mm-hmm.
that you need to utilize in the future.
Yeah. See that, and
So
something like that is like against all rules when it comes to talking to past, present, future, and things like that. Although he wasn't interacting with himself, he interacted with someone from the past. But again, TVA rules, is outside of that realm. So
yeah, I think that's a cheat code. I think if they were in the TVA, we'd be like, nah, that's bullshit. We've seen enough time traveling shows and movies because I mean, we remember when Rhodey mentioned it when they were talking about time travel in Endgame. And so us seeing it here, it's just like, okay, you're in the TVA to where things obviously work differently, to where it's just like, okay, y'all can go ahead and implement that. I think it's also interesting the fact that Obi knew what time slipping was, even though he's never actually seen it, because he's always been in the TVA. So I'm curious where he would have seen it to actually give it its name. So,
that's
because
a
if you there all the time and never leave, and it's something that never happens in the TVA, how were you able to even give it a name to even know and to identify it?
you watched this episode more than me. Which Obi said that?
It was the Obi that when the one that's in present. So the present Obi, because as soon as Loki did the time slip and went back to the past, Obi was just like, "Oh, he's time slipping," and then Morbius was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yes, what is that?" And then he was like, "You know what that is?" And he was just like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you able to fix it?" He said, "No." He's like, "I've never seen it." He was just like, he said it's not supposed to happen on TV. He was like, "Well, you just saw that it did." He was like, "Yeah, I'm not sure how to." What was the term he used? Shit. Actually, he wasn't able to understand how it's able to happen. So I need some more explanation on time slipping.
Yeah, that they definitely have to get into it. But I also want to go into how Mobius, I keep saying Mobius doesn't he I don't so do you think it's he just doesn't remember Obi to a certain extent, or is it just because his mind has been pruned so much he just don't remember? Or do you think they'll even go into that later? Because I thought he was out of here in this episode. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, damn, that's
Who?
a Mobius. I thought they was going to get rid of him in this first episode.
For real?
I didn't watch the trailer, so I don't know what's in the trailer, but I thought he was out of here.
I didn't watch it either, but that would be a bold move to get him out of here in the first episode. So
You
I'm
didn't think
glad.
that? I was gonna say, like, bro, that's how they starting this shit off. Like, don't give us Maria Hill.
No. Ooh. Mm. Luckily they didn't, but with you referencing her, I guess shit, anybody can get it. But I definitely didn't watch the trailer either. I think he just doesn't remember him. But I love that exchange because Morbius is just like, yeah, I need to talk to you about something. He's just like, oh, you don't remember? Last time I saw you, he was like, oh yeah, you're trying to introduce him to Loki, and I'm like, that whole thing, like when you see Morbius and Loki on screen, and Loki is in a full on panic and worry, and Morbius just brings that comedic energy into the conversation to where it's just like it kind of minimizes the severity of the situation because they're joking. When he was just like, me and Sylvie got into a fight and she kicked me into a door, and he was like, oh really? Well, I'm not gonna ask who won. And then Loki's like, well, it was a draw. He said, so both of y'all kicked each other through a door? Like, and then he was just like, it's fine. Renslayer kicked me down some steps too. So I was just like it just seems like a really unimportant conversation during a very serious time, but I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I like
But
Owen. I like Owen Win. I think I really like Owen Wilson's character. Like just pure like his acting because he does a good job with like comedic timing, just the way he says certain things or because it's like he can go play in between the real serious to like real jokey, and it's just like a super dry humor. So I
Yeah.
like how he was, going back and forth, like in the beginning when they was chasing Loki, and he was just like, dude, like, who are you? And like, why are you running? Where are you even coming from?
Yeah. I thought it was funny when Loki jumped off the um when he was trying to get away from them, he pretty much jumped over and fell into that flying car.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately thought of the movie Fifth Element
Yeah.
because that's what was her name in Fifth Element? Doesn't
Mia?
matter.
Talking about who?
Yeah.
The
The
girl?
main yeah.
I don't remember. I want to say it's Mia, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, anybody they know who you're talking about. But that's I immediately thought of her when she
Milla.
landed in Bruce Willis's cab. I was just like, oh, but I don't think that was a callback to Fifth Element. But if it was, that's kind of fire.
It
And
may
then
have been the way he did that.
right, and then like when she crashed into the building about to kill Casey, he's like, she's fine. As she done went down, I'm just like, are you sure she might be dead? But I think you see the car flying in the background, but when that big old circle thing almost hit Loki, which I
Mm-hmm.
thought was cool that you kind of see when the crack in the ground, and then when he went back into the past and he was just asking Casey like, how long has that been there? And so then we realize, okay, he's jumping from present to past, and then as later in the episode, he jumped from present to future. So he's just doing a lot of jumping. Did you catch that when he was in the future?
Which one would you consider?
It
Which one
was
was the future? Because he said he mentions it. Which
it
one
was
was the future? Because
it was in the end, like when before they got suited up, you saw Morbius put skin question mark on
okay,
the
that's right. He said because
yeah.
okay, that's right.
That just means their custodial staff does not clean any of the dust around there because come on, man. Like that's like
But
somebody put
he said they don't go in there,
this is true because they depend on Mrs. Minutes. And we
which
ain't see her in this.
yeah, she been messed up since the whatever Loki
Messed up.
did.
No,
What?
she's a fed. She messed up. Man, she ain't got, her programming ain't messed up. She ain't got no virus. That bitch is a fed. Like,
Talking about Feds. What about your girl?
yo. Okay, so did you think that Kang was gonna be in this episode?
I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't.
I wasn't expecting it either, but I love that we did not get him, and I love that we just got audio, and I love that it was audio with Renslayer.
Mm-hmm.
He got to work on his dialogue though, because like his voice sounded sexy, but the stuff he was saying was just like I need you to give me more than. He's like, I'm glad you joined my team. This war, and I'm like, do some better seducing, Kang. Like you've been out here for
Why
years
do
on
wait? Why does he need to seduce anybody when
because
she's
that's
on the
Bay.
team? She's already on the team though. Why do I need to do anything more?
Wait a minute. You even if you got the person, you should still do to seduce. Like no. All the fun
Maybe
activities don't stop when you get somebody. You got to keep that same energy up.
maybe he gave it a tip. I don't know.
No, only tip of like time isn't like is controlled by him. That's the only tip he need to give her because we seen Kang. I'm thinking Kang and Ant-Man. Nah, sister, you better get more than a tip from that one right there. Like that's all I'm saying. But I thought it was dope that we got that audio, and I think that was when they were in the past.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
she was just like, she told Morbius, she was like, I'm gonna go find free will. She went to go find some dick.
I mean, it depends. So, do you think that was before or after that? Because I mean, her going to go find free will, technically, he is what free will is. Like because if he controls time, yeah.
Dick. We know what she was doing. Damn, Morbius gonna be sad when he hear that audio.
I
But
mean, I think I think he better let it go. You're looking like a love TKO.
yeah, I feel like if she was to come back and say, Morbius, I'm sorry, I owe you an apology, because he did say that she owes him an apology. I think he'll accept it because he was just like, friends until the end of time. She was like, nah, I need more than friendship.
um, But within that same room that Loki was in, this was considered the war room. We go back to the war room, and we have um, who is this B-15, which is Miss Ruby, and Mobius talking with, I think it was the judge, and I forgot who the other lady
Liza,
was, but I was gonna
Liza,
say that
Aaron.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was
And we
this a
see
was this a
we see the
pleasant
sun in
surprise
there
for you?
too.
Is that him? That's not him. That was
It is
just
today. How many shit? How they was looking? It was giving off that he used to suck on her nipple. Like that's Jason. You remember that?
I
Everybody
do.
remembers that exchange. But like you look at this scene, the war room scene kind of threw me off. Who was sleeping?
Bruh. They clearly the timekeepers, whoever they have in there to run this organization is not on. They are not on point at all.
I just this like, and I didn't have really have any issues with this episode, but the biggest one and probably the only one that I had was the judge, because when she was talking, Loki, he wasn't in there at first, but then he came in,
Mm-hmm.
and he came in right beside her. She did not have any kind of reaction to him coming out of nowhere right beside her. And so I
Did
watched this.
did they feel like a jump scare to you every time he came? Almost. Well, at least the first one
It,
with Casey.
I
The
mean, he had a few jump scares with Casey and Morbius. If somebody was to come out of nowhere right beside you, are you not reacting? You giving me some kind of reaction, and she old, so I need some kind of jump from her, and it's just like she didn't react at all. So I'm thinking they filmed those two scenes separately, and they just didn't give her cue to jump as if somebody just appeared right beside you. Like when I like on my first watch, I noticed that I was like, "Damn, did she not see Loki?" I'm Is only certain people able to see him, because I was just like, that seemed kind of weird.
um hmm. So I seen like she was like in a wheelchair with like one of the
She can
like
still react even if
a
you're in a
motor.
wheelchair. You can roll around and react. All right, okay.
So I hear you, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, as far as when it comes to like it. So one, I do appreciate them even using a character, using a character like that in the show. Cause I mean, it's a, just diverse inclusion and things like that. But I do love what she said. But I also like the scene, like she was kind of like keeping the shouting match between B-15 and Liza, as you said in there. And it was just like, so where are you at on that side of the fence? Because that's an interesting concept. Like, because we know what happens when you prune a timeline. You just killing them, you sending them to death, basically. Once you
Right.
prune it, although they thought they was cleaning it up, it's like, yeah, you clean it up to a certain extent. But ultimately, we're gonna ask the real question. It's what is for the greater good? Like, are you gonna? So it's like the thing of Thanos. If Thanos is a baby, are you gonna kill Thanos if you knew what he would do if he got older, or would you take the chance of allowing him to grow? And that's what they basically have. That's the conversation they're having in the room. We should prune the timeline. But she said, B-15 is do not prune it. You're killing people. Like, we're regular people. We in the real world. And the for Liza, she more like, no, that's our job, that's our duty. We supposed to do it no matter what.
I think she knows more than what she's letting on.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I hope they play
But
into it. Please
but
don't.
I'm curious what she knows. So let's just say, like, okay, they come to find out that the timekeepers are robots, they're not real, and that they're actually killing people when they're pruning these timelines. But why was this entire thing set up? Because it has to be something bigger. It has to be a reason. If you were following robots, she's like, why was this whole thing even established? And so I get why He Who Remains had that whole thing set up, because it's either you cleanse a few timelines, cleanse, kill, get rid of, prune, whatever, or you're going to have a bigger mess on your hands to where all of those people could end up dying anyway. So it's just like sacrifice the few to save the many. Because especially if there's no way around it. So
yeah, it's a tough one because
it is.
what's the real? I mean, because it's like at this point, I mean, so there's so many questions that we have. Like, what's going to? So if they don't prune these timelines and everything destroys within the TVA, what happens? What happens then? Because as these people are variants, but they've lived a life at this point, whether they're a copy or not. They've lived a life. They know things. They understand things. So that But if it's not there, what happens? Like, who does it matter anymore? Um,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess it's one of the things to where it's just like, go live your life how you want to, because shit's fucked up anyway. Because I mean, it's funny because like the judge in this scene, she was just sitting there, and after hearing B15's argument, she was just like, I've handed down so many guilty verdicts for the timekeepers. And now it seemed like she came to the realization of like, they're not real, so I can do what I want. She's starting to realize she has free will. And for somebody that has been doing this for so many years, she probably can't remember the last time she had an opportunity to do anything that was what she wanted to do. So she was just like, it's wrong to kill all of these people. The reason why I was doing it was for robots. It was a lie. She just like, you know what? I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to go ahead and not do this anymore because it's not the right thing to do from what the information that she currently has, because they don't know anything about He Who Remains. You know what I mean? I'm curious if they did know, would it change their tone? But I mean, at this point, He Who Remains is dead. So all the chaos that he was speaking about last season is going to come to a reality. Shout out to Sylvie, who's out here
Man.
getting some fucking McDonald's. What? She was getting McDonald's. She was like, got the new McChicken.
What was it? There's an end credit on there.
You didn't see the end credit?
I stopped it right. I'm looking at my TV right now. It's like right, but
shit.
but I'm looking at it and it's like 7 minutes. I'm like, it couldn't just be 7 minutes of credits, could it? So
It's
I stopped it. I didn't look at
oh shit. It's
I didn't.
definitely an end credit.
Oh, okay, I
Ah,
didn't finish it. Yeah.
damn. Because I mean, I don't remember Loki giving us any end credits last season, so I get it. But I was watching on the plane. I was like, maybe it might be an end credit. I don't know. But yeah. What did you think of, what was it, X5?
X5, yeah, the
Yeah.
dude that kept kind of messing with Mobius to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a dick. He's definitely a dickhead. Something crazy is going to happen with him. He's either going to pull a stunt that's going to be costly, or he's just going to lose his life, and his mom or whoever she is going to do something crazy.
Is that his mama?
I said whoever she is. I don't know. She act like it. Could we think that's a boo?
Oh God, I hope not. I hope not. Ugh. No.
Why you
No.
acting like that with her? She can have a
No.
night. She can have a cute boo.
I mean, that'd be crazy if that. I mean, they could, but I don't think anybody can do. Can they have romantic relationships in the TVA?
Shit, Wrestler and he was trying to with her. I don't know if they were, but he was definitely trying.
He was trying all that. No, she
Loki
wasn't
did
giving him. He wasn't really in it. He didn't find. He was. He was.
with himself at that.
But they were in the TVA when that
True.
whole thing like
But I mean,
happened.
what changes in TVA? They still people. They got wants and needs. You giving up dick if you go to
Well,
the TVA?
well, the first. I'm not going to the TVA, and no. But I mean,
Hey, you know.
the energy in the TVA is a lot different. How's the energy different? Them niggas don't have to worry about time. Everything moves differently in the TVA.
That's worse.
Yeah, it is. And they don't really age. So maybe you don't have those type of needs and wants and passions in the TVA. I mean, I don't know.
Those needs and wants don't change because you're still a person. They just a copy of the other person, technically.
You think they be crying when they work at the TVA? I
Crying.
mean, crying. I mean, OB said he doesn't sleep because he's always working. So if you ain't getting no rest, I mean, nah, I don't think that's his boo. I say all of that to say I don't think that's his boo. That'll be a really weird twist, though.
Is it a twist? We don't know these niggas.
We don't know them, but I think that's just her son.
How she have a son then, if that's the fact?
They scoop both of them up. They're both
Ah,
variants. They scoop the whole damn family up.
mm, mm, I
That's kind
guess.
of fucked up though, because it's just like, wait, why couldn't you leave one person on Earth? They was like, nope, snatch them both up.
Now remember, like, how how do they get them? Because I know the short B-15 went back to see herself.
No, she didn't see herself. So Sylvie showed her memories.
Oh, okay. She said, okay. You go back and watch season one?
No, I saw the last episode.
Okay. I thought she went back. Okay, but okay. That makes sense. They was in that little room, right? Or
They
did
was
she?
out in the storm, and
Mm.
she was showing her memories, and then she started crying and shit. So, but I'm not sure how they pick people. I mean, no, I mean we saw Sylvie get scooped up. They just came on her timeline and just picked her up and destroyed her toys. So I guess they just do that with different people. I don't know. We might can get more of a background on that though. But do you have any expectations or any kind of things that you want to see in this upcoming season?
uh, that I want to see, man. I want them to. Do I? I don't want to taper my expectations too much because we know you put too much out there. Like I want to see Thor. Like no, we're not. You know, I don't want to put too much out there like that. But I'd like to see a fight between Kang and Loki and Sylvie or something like that. I would love to see uh a connection into the actual MCU. Some type of connection that's going to actually that not necessarily lead to something because I feel like everything is leading down a path. I think they're going into a getting a direction now, but
I think
something
I
that
did see.
go ahead.
I think I did see something on Twitter, and I was trying to avoid all kind of any kind of Easter eggs or anything someone may have thought was something bigger than what it was. And the only one that I saw that I was just like, oh, that'll be fire, is when Casey from the past was listening to headphones
Mm-hmm.
and he was listening to where somebody is just like, it was like a recording of somebody's like, so breathe easy or something like that. And it was similar to what the character Moon Knight was listening to when he was trying to sleep.
Mm.
So after we record this, I'm gonna go back and try to see if I can find that. But if that's the case, that's a smooth ass Easter egg, and that's crazy. But I wouldn't be surprised, like, because when you don't have two large connections, but Marvel sprinkles in Easter eggs, and they just be like, let's see if they can find them. Some of that shit just be made up in our own minds and our imagination. But I think others is just like, nah, that's definitely a connection. But that's the one that I saw today, and it definitely stood out. I was like, oh, that would be dope, because then you kind of putting something for Loki connected to Moon Knight, and Moon Knight doesn't have any connections to anybody from what we've seen.
So far.
I only can speak for what we got right now, Jason.
Okay. I just watch the little Sylvie scene real quick. Gotcha. I can
Okay, so
talk
now
about it
you
now.
see. Okay, she got she want everything off the menu.
She want every, I mean, the menu, and she want family and the good life that she kept getting robbed of her entire time.
I mean, she met the love of her life, and she kicked him through a door just so
Um,
she could kill somebody who she had been tracking down for years.
he robbed her of her life.
It was bigger than her.
You wouldn't be okay with that, Jazz.
I'm not okay with a lot of stuff, but I know a lot of stuff is bigger than me.
Man, if
You
somebody
got to
told,
think.
if I promise, if somebody told you that, you wouldn't be like, okay, I understand. Fuck no.
No, I'm not going to understand. But if they told me, listen, these are your two options. If you kill me, all hell is going to break loose to where millions could die, timelines could be destroyed. I'm sorry, I'm not picking, oh, I got hatred for you, which if I kill you, all of those things are going to happen.
See,
She's selfish.
but see, but your thought process wouldn't be like that. It'd be like, Jazz, the reason you keep, I don't want to say too much. Uh, I don't want to say too much. Hold on. Let me stop. Let me pause. Let me pause. But it'd be like a thing like, Jazz, the reason you can't get the job you're looking for, the reason you haven't, found the one you're looking for, the reason every time you think things go right is because I'm keeping it from happening, because if you get happy, that ends the world. Your happiness is what ends the world. You be like,
I believe that shit anyway. There's somebody out there with a voodoo doll, like fucking my shit up.
but then it'd be him. He'd be like, yeah, it was me. Like, I'm the one that stopped it. Like, I could have let you have it, but I just didn't. Like,
I'm like, all right.
then he'd be like, but
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
fight him. I ain't gonna kill him. I'm gonna try to fight him.
man, please, snap out. Jasmine, like, you like that, like Stone Cold coming in the room.
Yeah, with a beer in my hand, moving my shoulders like this.
Glass gonna break, head gonna shake, gonna be like, oh shit, this motherfucker kill this mother.
That's kind of crazy. Do you ever think of like what your wrestling walk down would be to the ring? I used to watch
Mm.
wrestling as a kid, and I'm just like, I feel like I kind of was like, okay, what would mine be? But like, I don't know.
Mm.
I would look out at the crowd. I would walk slow to the ring. I would dap some people up on my way down there.
I don't know.
Actually, this is pre-COVID. Before COVID, I give some people some high fives. Now, I wave at them.
Yeah.
Scope out the crowd for any cuties.
I be seeing, one of them groups, movie groups we in. They put me in this wrestling group with like just a whole bunch of men. Like they're very into wrestling, like very deep in. I'd be like, bro, what the? They be talking about wrestling I ain't never heard of in my life. But like, I see it's a guy named Trick. He's a black guy. He be wrestling. Like he has a nice little intro. He come out. They playing "Whoop That Trick," like from Hustle and Flow. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not the song, but the because his name Trick, like the crowd just be chanting. They're like, damn, it's kind of hard. Like
Yeah,
though he come.
I've seen a lot of people, like especially black guys, like the interest, and I don't know if it's just people that I follow. Interest is anime and wrestling. Those two things is heavy, and the passion of it is like crazy.
Crazy.
I was like, okay, hey, I'm not the one to judge nobody what their
I'm
interests are. You got something that you find that you love, and it's you have serious passion in the conversations. I'm here for it because I mean, shit, we like that with movies.
this is
Somebody try to come
facts.
to me talking some shit about Scream, we gonna fucking argue, hands
Got
down.
to, got to. It's only right. He got to. It's only right. But do you have any expectation for this show? Series, Loki, anything?
I mean, this was definitely one of the top series that I was looking forward to dropping this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I liked the first episode. I thought the visuals were really amazing. What we saw, um, the make sure the temporal loom. I thought that was cool because just seeing it, it looked like very similar to the I guess the timeline that we saw from the last season of it breaking. And so I thought the visuals were really cool. I thought also like when Loki told them and showed them those old Kang statues and art,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, who covered him up? Like who covered that up? Because if Kang was there first, that was his kingdom. Like who covered it up to where it was no longer him? and it was, okay, we're going to do the timekeepers. Now, maybe he incorporated that so it's easier for people to follow instead of just one person. Um, I would love to get a background on that. I don't know how many episodes we're going to get this season. I hope it's not 6, but it will probably be 6.
I think it's gonna be 6. I don't think they're not gonna expand that. I doubt it.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm liking where it's so far, but I mean, it definitely, I have more questions, but
Yeah.
I think that was kind of expected.
Yeah, it should. I mean, it should. It shouldn't. Everything shouldn't be answered. Definitely leave you with more desire to come back to this. But also like the OB saying it's been 400 years since they known each other. That's been so much that's happened in between that, and for Mobius to never have seen or don't know who He Who Remains is, or maybe he may know him as a different name, possibly, because he could be running around like. And I wonder within that if more connections gonna be made. Like maybe he know him, um, as one of the other people, possibly. Like
A
because
different name.
like he could be like, what if he go into like a Fantastic Four thing? Because they say he's a distant relative of Reed Richards. Maybe he knows him as that. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. I haven't seen him in, you know. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Because you look at the statues and everything, and it's just, you don't know. So, no, that would be cool. Who do you think
oh shit, that's the other thing. Okay, so since you seen the last episode, did they even say who the statue was? I
the
know
one that
Loki.
was
I know Loki.
destroyed?
No, the Kang statue. Because when after Loki gets kicked back from Sylvie, and he sees it, he was like, "Oh no, like
They
everything
didn't.
is okay." So I
They
was wondering, okay, they don't even know who that man is. That's the other thing.
or when he was in the past, they didn't drop his name because they were like Loki was too busy trying to run and get away. It wasn't even a conversation of who is in that statue.
Oh,
He was like, it was like, get this variant. He's just like, wait, you know me? Like, bitch, I don't know you.
he was like, He Who Remains. This a god dog. He said, what's wrong with this? What happened to the last man standing? Like you could have just picked that as a name.
Morbius was just like, I mean, with a name like that, you got to make sure you can back it up. And Loki was like, oh no, he can back it up. He can back it up. He ain't no bitch.
He's no bitch.
But who do you think pruned Loki in the back?
I was going to ask you that because when he seen Lo, he seen Sylvie, right? He sees Sylvie in the door.
I don't think that's the Sylvie that kicked him through the door. I don't think
Prob-
that's the same one.
I know, no, for sure not. I know for sure not. But I'm just saying he's seen her in the door, and then he gets pruned in the back. So maybe I think Renslayer.
So that means she's in the future. And I'm curious who was calling on the phone.
That's the other thing. I was wondering because man, that little scene, I was like, bro, what's fit? That's why I was like, it has to be something more dramatic than like killing him, whatever. It would have been like, bruh, like that's how they like that would have been hard, but it would have been, falling into it again.
Yeah, because that that scene was like maybe 5 minutes, and I'm just sitting here like Loki, you ain't got time to be sitting here waiting or taking your time because Morbius, he's about to die, and you moving in slow motion because you see yourself coming through an elevator door, and she's just like, I found you. Or she said something along those lines. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute. First off, you weren't in the pursuit of looking for him, for one. Second, it's as if they didn't just have a fight due to a disagreement of her trying to kill Kang. Because like Loki has been in a panic this entire series, this entire episode. She over here happy, like, hey, boo. Like, what? And I was sitting here like, Loki, you need to hurry up because you got like 3 seconds. But with it being Renslayer, that seems like the obvious choice. It seems like the one that would make the most sense. But I think it might have been somebody else. Who?
Oh,
I have no idea.
I'm sure that hopefully we get that. Like I said, it was more unanswered questions, which is good. Um, first episode definitely good. Definitely got me reeled in. right now. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what's to come, what's going to happen with it. So
Do you think OB was wrong for pushing the button?
nah, he had to. He gotta think about more than, as you just said. He gotta think about more than just two people. Like shit, y'all niggas gone. This I'm just trying to save him. So shit, if y'all die, shit, that's it. That's it. I gotta protect the rest of us.
Yeah, but I'm just. It
I hope
wouldn't have
we
been
see more of
Kang.
him too. I hope we get more of him too. I hope that's not it for Obi.
Who do you like more, Opie or Casey?
Obi easily. I mean, Casey, he ain't really. I mean, outside the gut like a fish, like what has Casey really did? It's dope to see they upped his character though. Like I like to see
I'm,
that. Like
he let us know that the Infinity Stones don't
I
mean
don't
shit.
give a damn about that.
You might not, but go back to season 1 of Loki, the first episode. Everybody's sitting here like, wait a minute. What you mean they don't mean nothing? That you use it as a paper holder or whatever, like or a stopper. But no, I would definitely put Obi over Casey. But it's just Casey hasn't had too many scenes to where you can kind of like enjoy his character more.
He's
I think with
enjoyable. I think that's why they
no,
brought him back. Like
well, yeah, but he this entire episode was named after Obi.
this is true.
But I mean, Oscar winner, like, come on now. Yeah, you're gonna name your episode after me. Yeah, I'm probably the last person to join the staff, and you're damn right. Episode 1 is mine.
Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves it, man. That, like I said, it's been dope just to see him over the last year or two. Just what he's done, what he brought, and what the love that he's been receiving. So, yeah.
So how did you feel like with seeing Sylvie seeing things that she can now able to live her life no longer on the run, or so she might think. I mean, she got a whole army out there on the way to come find her while she at McDonald's. But it just seems like her character, when she was looking around, it seemed like a large weight was off her shoulders
Mm-hmm.
to where like she had achieved her greatest accomplishment of killing Kang. But it's just like the TVA still gonna come after you. So
Man, considering what she did, you would think that would be over with. Because if the person that created the TVA is no longer active or no longer there, why would they be after me or chasing me? But as we know, it's bigger than, just him. So now while you may have thought you stopped it, some people will continue that legacy. Shit, just like racism.
right.
I think you get rid of it, or times have changed and things of that nature, but there's some motherfuckers out there still pushing it. So
Yeah, that's very true. But I'm curious with Liza speaking to her son, she was like, the timekeepers were fake, but the message was real. Um, I think that's what yeah, it
yeah,
was something along. I might be paraphrasing.
I think you
But I'm
said it right.
curious, like what is the message?
We don't know
Do you
yet.
know like what that is?
Mm-mm. Not yet, at least.
Okay. Because it's gotta
Oh,
be
the
something
time
more.
the timekeepers was fake, but the warnings were real. I think
The
that's why
warning.
that's why they was at the end of the episode, they was marching in that damn thing. She was like, B-15 was like, ain't no way in hell they are. You need all that for one person.
Right. Yeah. I'm yeah, I need some more. I kind of wish they would have gave us 2 episodes, but then I would just cut the whole thing short.
This ain't Gen
They,
V.
I know. Yeah, that's fire. I saw a poll online. It was just like, which season is going to be more successful? And I think that's unfair to try to compare the two because Gen Z does not have a limit for what they doing, like at all. Their shit is completely outlandish. I can't wait till we can review that. But you know,
Are we doing it? We're doing it on live.
we can. Ooh, I wouldn't be against it.
I think we should do set up some reviews for live. Like it'll be a nice, engaging conversation. Get people talking about it. We can talk with other people at the same exact time. But
dicks, blood, dicks, little dicks, big dicks, little chick on a dick. That's what's gonna be that entire review.
Something's wrong with you. They said that it's not a CGI. They made a practical dick. I think they do it every
that,
time.
With the dick from the boys last season.
Mm-hmm. They like doing that.
If somebody was like, Jazz, we need you on the staff to get this giant dick made.
Yes. I got you.
I'm in there.
I can.
What's the schedule? Make sure the tip. Make sure not just the tip. We're gonna do a whole thing.
Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. But as far as Loki episode 1, did you have anything else that you want to discuss in this episode or Marvel in general?
No, I'm curious to see where it's gonna go. I know that there was a lot of discussions about Jonathan Major's character if he was going to be recasted for this series, and I'm just like, that means they would have had to redesign all of those statues. They ain't want to do it again. But
nah.
Yeah. And I seen some folks online today like saying comments, they was just like how like kind of eerie his character is, but then they remembered of how he was portrayed in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and it was just like he got killed by all these ants. For anybody who has seen that movie, y'all do realize Kang is just a man. Take off his electronics, he's just a man, he is mortal. But he has advanced technology that makes him powerful. His shit got fucked up as he was battling ants that were also connected to highly intelligent what is it? What am I trying to say, Jason? Because Hank had the ants all jacked up anyway. So I'm just sitting there like
super advanced as well.
There we go. Thank you. So you're not gonna get another Thanos. But I'm just like, take your time and to see how Marvel is going to explore this villain. I think they're going to do a great job. It's just see it grow. But
no, for sure. They got an actor for that role, so it's gonna be worth it. All the rumors are gonna be worth it as well. I feel like, but we'll see. I'm not putting too many eggs in the basket on the rumors that I've seen and the things that I've heard, but I'm trying to blocking that stuff out.
Is there any that you would like to share?
Nope, because we ain't gonna nope, because you ain't no breaking news here, none of that, unless it's real. We ain't talking about it. No.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to add, or do you have any expectations or anything for the MCU or this series as a whole?
Nah, man, I'm excited to see what Captain Marvel is going to be. In November, I believe, is when it comes. So next month, it's going to come out. Not surprised they made it the shortest MCU movie that's been out, but it's kind of interesting that you bring 3 characters in one movie, then shorten it. You would think it'd get more time, but as long as the story is up to par, hopefully it ends the year out right.
You have a female director, female writer. You got a lot of women on the cast of that. And, they don't be trying to give us no kind of respect. But, yes. I can already see the hate that movie is going to get. And I'm going to make sure I block it all out. Because I ain't never seen a Marvel movie get as much hate before that movie even comes out like I do any kind of, like, the Marvels has been getting.
I haven't heard anything, but I mean, I think I've seen most people like I think I've seen people like I'm not going to go see that or things like that, but it is what it is, and I think the movie is going to do well.
I think it's going to be fun. Like folks always want like a serious superhero movie, and I'm just like, no, They don't give me
Do
some jokes.
they?
Let me
Because
have a
it
good.
ain't, it ain't. But I mean, so I mean, truthfully speaking, when you say like the series, it ain't that many serious superhero movies though.
Would you consider? Well, Batman's a serious movie.
That's we're not talking about Batman.
Oh, the
Outside of
Joker's a
him, like
serious
MC,
movie. Oh,
all
ain't
the
no
M,
superheroes over there.
all, all the
I
MCU
mean,
movies ain't they're not serious. Like the last what's the call was the Guardians, but outside of that, they're not really truly like serious like that.
but you think about when it's more goofy than anything, people complain about it the highest a lot more. People complain about Love and Thunder. Granted, that story wasn't good. I don't know why people complain about Ragnarok. Ragnarok was amazing.
It's a
Completely
lot of
love Ragnarok.
it's a lot of jokes in there.
Yeah. I mean, Doctor Strange Part 2. I just think what Sam Raimi brought to that was so different that it kind of threw folks off. I enjoyed it, but the script was terrible.
I think so. You got that. I'm thinking. So I mean, there's a way to write funny. I just think MCU funny. I mean, there's a thing. MCU funny is just kind of off. I think it just takes within the people. Everybody's not that. So I think I think that plays into it as well. Um, like Ant-Man, I think Paul Rudd, he's funny, but I don't think everybody can't do it. And like you say, Thor: Love and Thunder, like it's I don't know. It's super hit and miss when it comes to the jokes. It's definitely some stuff that can be done over or something. I can't really even explain it, but it's a way to do it. It just has to be written well.
Yeah. So Secret Invasion wasn't funny. That was serious. But that's also a series. But
I agree.
yeah.
I agree, man. But man, this was the Loki episode 1, season 2 recap review, however you want to put it. Um, yeah, man, I'm excited for this series. Can't wait for next week. For the next episode. Please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Um, if you want to join our podcast community, let us know. We definitely have one. You can come in, we chat, talk about movies. We can't review everything, so we do talk about a lot of things over there. Jazz, you have anything last comments for the people?
No, I'm just these bonuses will be dropping every Monday. I guess in the next 6 Mondays.
Think so, yeah.
So these will drop on Monday and our normal scheduled programming will be on Tuesdays. Yes.
Yes.
We
Yes.
working. So we gotta make sure we have our horror stuff in there.
Yeah. 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 But again, this is season 2, episode 1 of Loki. I am one of your hosts, Jason, with my sister Jazz. It's been a pleasure. Deuces.
Cheers.